Beautiful. Just beautiful. Today we're going to be taking a quick look at Cat and Hat. Before we even start with the game, you know what my favourite thing about this is? Look at this cover. Now what happens when you open it? He's everywhere. Mike Myers is always fucking watching. This might genuinely be one of the worst, if not the worst game I've ever played. And I'm not exaggerating. I've played some garbage, especially over the last year. Santa Claus Saves the Earth, Rambo, Predator on the NES, all notoriously hated or considered crap. I enjoyed every one of them. And when I say garbage, like, I'm talking about in terms of reception. This is the only one I agree with actually being. Okay, Santa Claus Saves the Earth sucks, but I enjoy it my own way. This is awful. Basically, it's scattered across like 15 levels. Was it 10, 12, 15, whatever? Who gives a fuck? Does it say 20? Ugh. No, there wasn't. Between over 20 delightful levels. You lying fox. There was like 12. Wow. I just went out my way to check it. There are 13 levels, including a bonus level. Maybe if you include 3 boss fights, you might get 16. Those lying fox. How dare you? It's right in the back of the box. The first thing you'd see. Oh, wow. It's your basic left to right side scroller where you collect magic that you need to unlock more levels, which I only figured out like 90% through, so thank God I tried to make the most out of this game by collecting shit like that. I can't treat it like Bobsy, the Rise of the Woolies, or whatever that fucking PS4 one was, where if I just went through the game, you would just literally jump through 11 like a minute or two. But so you had to kind of pretend you cared in order to make it not feel like wow. I mean, this isn't as bad because it was like €3, but still. But you just had to make something out of it. But thankfully, I did that because I was this close at 1.2. So I think not having enough. Where if I played like 20 less of these in every level up to that point, I wouldn't have had enough. It's kind of like a set path as well. Like, let's say it has where like 2.5D almost kind of where you like come closer to the camera in a way, but it doesn't feel like you're controlling it. It's like you're holding right and it's moving on its own, slightly up, slightly down. It's very bizarre. Graphically, it is one. Look at it. It's ugly. It's weird. It's jarring. It makes you dizzy. It just doesn't look good. For some reason, in like cutscenes and I don't know what I'm doing here. Especially when they show a little sprite when you fight a boss where the cat is talking. Uh, you see here. I don't know if it's gonna show well, but you see how he has just a white face with white outline. You know, the way the cat and hat generally looks. For this, they made we'll call it a creative choice. We'll call it a brave creative choice. They made the outline of his face normally like cat fur white, but for the middle part, you know the part where it looks like he's sticking his head through, they just give it white person face. What the fuck? Again, this was a choice. Somebody did it on purpose. Why? It's weird. I don't know. And if you think it looks bad here, they do an FMV at the end of the game. They keep that style. It's just way worse. Oh! Oh my god. I didn't think it could look any worse. In fact, a lot of things in this game look weird. Even the fish. Look at the fish when he's giving you your little tutorials. I think the phrase, why? What? Why? Is going to come into people's minds a lot during this game. It's just a tedious, repetitive, left to right, boring. You kill enemies by shooting bubbles at them, and then you kind of pick them up and shoot them at other things. Like, you'll find 4 things, you know, thing 1 and thing 2. Are they on the box? No, because fuck them. Thing 1 and thing 2. They'll be up here. They'll be like in the background. You move left to right, they'll be up there. You have to point the cat up, get his umbrella, shoot. Which really sucks because you shoot at a weird angle. Like a bit like you're just holding like this. You're going to shoot. Whoops, I missed. Now you have to go find another enemy, shoot him with your bubble, collect him, back to try to shoot again. Sometimes they're moving, which helps a lot. No, it doesn't fucking help at all. It really helps. And even though I said collecting the magic can be part of the fun if you try to go for 100% and that stuff, And that'll give you a key, and if you collect the 4 keys, you'll find a bonus door near the end, usually right by the end of the level, which just gives you a fun little bonus level. Who knows, maybe they're counting them to 20 levels. Which is basically, it's usually like 30 seconds to a minute, where you will either be riding in a bubble and you have to go around to collect more magic, and you go around it enough times and then get to the end. Thankfully, there's a one point where if you lose all your lives, you don't can go back to the beginning, which really sucks to have to do. Or sometimes you'll be running and you'll be something trying to chase you the whole time. Most of them are simple enough. Some will give you a few attempts, but they're actually probably one of the highlights of the game. If you care enough to go for all of these, you get a Susian secret level. I didn't. I used cheats, and even I didn't care enough to play it. I'd say one of the most tedious things about this, again, not even kidding, might be the worst game I've ever played. In most games I can find some enjoyment out of them, but this, oh. Actually, to be fair, the second half, I'd say, the game, the levels were a bit more decent. Never good, but like if I was comparing this to Santa Claus Saves the Earth, like that game is miles above this. Because to collect all the stuff, sometimes you'll find these like explosive enemy things. Like you'll feed an enemy into a thing, it'll give you an explosive bubble to shoot and blow things up. At one point, you have to go right under 2 things trying to crush you, run about 10 seconds, have an enemy, shoot them in, back about another 30 seconds, shoot one thing. There's 3 of them, not including the actual progress. That was in the furnace level, which sucked. That's where I died the most, because at one point I had 11 lives in this game. For most of the game I had 3, and that's only when you die. You know, when you lose all your lives and go back to the start. Sometimes they put like random things. I did have this little tornado thing that shoots you up usually, but after jumping across 3 ledges, they just have one pointing that way. Like, okay, what happens if I jump into this by mistake? Whoop. Almost like right between the 2 ledges I can get you killed. As far as I've gotten. Oh, and there's that fucking thing too. I'm gonna check. What, I have 3 lives. You. Ooh! Evil. Evil. This game is an asshole. Everyone working on it is an asshole. I guess the only thing that kind of has going for it, I mean, with the graphics being hideous and honestly kind of headache inducing, dizzifying. The level design mostly sucks. It's mostly just a sensory nightmare. Boss fights are kind of fun. I mean, unfortunately they repeat them, so that kind of ruined it. You fight the same guy 3 times basically, just slightly different things. Which usually involves you in just running around in circles until he does his thing. And you can jump up to get the enemy who's flying around, and then when he turns around, you shoot it right up his tailpipe. Speaking of which, speaking of shooting things up his tailpipe, you can also sometimes find these little gallery things to get screenshots either for like concept art or screenshots from the movie, which really taught me the lesson that you should never ever pause Cat in the Hat the movie. Because I swear, there are times where he either, 1, looks like he should not be around children, or 2, genuinely looks like he's doing a fucking mugshot. It's weird. But yeah, overall, the game sucks. Graphically, awful. Auditory, meh. Oh my god, yeah, he never shuts the fuck up, does he? Oh my god, he just kept repeating shit. Oh. The boss fights were the highlight. They were the only good thing. Some of the gallery things were fun to be able to get. Overall, though, it might be one of the worst things, if not the worst thing I've ever played. Thankfully, I had no expectations for this thing, but I thought it'd be more 3D. I didn't need to be running right, left to right, doing the same shit for 13 levels. I streamed this once, 2.5 hours, thought, you know what? I'm done for today. I'll probably not come back. But then I did, and then I finished it. Oh, something funny as well about this game I really like. Every once in a while, it's like, how do I explain it? I thought the game was broken, because usually when you run to a pipe to go to like one part of the level to the next transition, it's fine, it just goes. Sometimes it goes pure black, and it's like he runs in and starts zootering all around the place. What the fuck I mean by that? Like zooming everywhere. He looks like he's glitching, like kind of duplicating a bit. I thought the game was broken because you go in from the right, load, broken, glitchy looking mess, and come back here. I thought the game was broken. I did like 4 times thinking it was a glitch. Looked up a let's play. Nope, it still happens. Because you're supposed to know, you go into the right, come back out to the left, and you're supposed to go back to the left because you're in a different part of the level. What the fuck? Why? And at first I thought it was just a broken thing about the game. No, it happens once per like level or 2 after that. Why? But yeah, it sucks. and the only redeeming factors are slightly okay boss fights. Nothing else. Oh, it's funny to look at. Just how badly it's done. It's funny to see the cat and had the most hideous looking view you will ever see him. You think this looks bad? They made it look like the worst, shockingly bad thing ever. But yeah, I'm in my movie license era, and I'm glad I played it just to experience the pure cat vomit. Oh, hey, what do you think about Cat in the Hat in the PS2, bud? Hey, what wha- what do you think about Cat in the Hat in the PS2? No, don't give a shit. Yeah, I can't blame you, bud. Yeah, that's just the first thing. I wanted to try that mini review. Who knows? Final rating, we'll give it a 2. It made me laugh.
Dirty hoe!